What is up, guys? Back with another fishing episode of Johnny Fisherman 14. It is spring break, guys. Woo! Oh, golly. Well, anyway, let's start off with what this video is about. And today's video is how to fish with a jig. And for many of you guys, if you've never fished with the jig, this video will be very helpful. We are actually at Lake Mission Viejo today. There is a lot of fish in this lake. There's actually nothing in this lake, but we will still try and show you how to fish with the jig. So first off, let's get started. Alrighty guys, so first off, we are going to start with what gear I am using. I'm using, if you guys can see that, a Piscifun Torrent, the left-handed model, with a Inferno medium heavy action bait casting rod. And then tied onto that I have a little swivel and then my jig. So personally, how I want to rig my jig is first I'd like to move the weed guard around just to get the weed guard more flexible, because it's really sort of stiff when it comes out of the package. So first I like to give it about 10 turns, about 3 in each direction, left, right, forward, down, and it just makes it more flexible. Second, I like to make sure my skirt is all around the jig. And third, to add a little bit more action, I like to take a how do you call it? Dang it, I keep forgetting. How do I forget this? It's a crawfish, fake imitation of a crawfish. I like to at least cut it in half to match the bait, the jig size, but to make it a little bit bigger, I cut it down and I just slip it straight on there, and there you go, it looks like this. So in fishing a jig, it really depends on the color of water. Depending on if it's clear, you want a brighter imitation. If it's clear, if it's a darker color of water, you necessarily want a darker jig. So guys, I forgot to tell you, I am using all braid. I usually use all braid when I'm fishing jigs, and to let you know, I have the braking system set to halfway. So the 5th part of the braking system is set to 5, and yeah, that's how I usually set the rod. On the little adjusting knob, I usually have it pretty loose, and the braking system on the side helps reduce some backlashes and stuff. And yeah, so necessarily, where do I want to fish a jig? Now, you want to look for places that you don't think much people will fish. So let's point to this canoe over here, for example. Do you guys see this first piling? It looks like a white crayon. It's got the little like post sitting above it. So what I want to do is I want to cast directly over to that area. Oh, so let's say, okay, that was a pretty bad cast, so we're gonna reel that one in. We're gonna make a cast right there, right next to the canoe. So the point is, you want to get the bait where you don't think much people will get it, and overall it really works out. That was really bad. Let me rephrase that. You want to get the bait where you don't think much people have gotten it. There you go. So for example, you have a boat sitting over there, off to our right over there, and then you have this dock system almost in a half of a square shape. So I want to just kind of cast in corners where I don't think much people are gonna get to, and the main goal is how the bait is going to look underwater is it's going to hit the bottom and go like this, and necessarily these little claws are going to float up like the bait is trying to defend itself. Now let's look at this boat, for example. This boat is hovering over the water. Bass are going to look for structure to sit on. I'm going to cast over near this boat. Alright, we could have just gotten ourselves in big trouble here. Hang on, guys. Alright, so we're good. Just kind of got stuck on the motor. But I got it right pretty much in between that little space of the pontoon over there. And how I usually am going to fish this is I'm going to take my rod and I'm simply going to pop it, reel about 3 times, pop it again, and that's how you fish a jig. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is actually the first time I've ever done a type of video like this, giving you guys help and tips and tricks on how to fish with these types of lures. I hope it was very helpful for you guys. Hope you guys had a good Saturday. Shout out to the track team. They added their invite today, and I was also in the invite yesterday. Hope they had God by their side running with them. I hope you guys have a good Easter Sunday tomorrow. Eat all the chocolate and candy you can. But remember, it is actually God's day tomorrow, and that's who it's truly about. Comment down below your ideas if you want to see a different type of fishing tips and tricks on how to fish with that type of lure. And as always, God, fish, and family.